Allocating workers between fields with uniform wages, a producer in perfect competition. Hello everyone. Today we'll learn how a producer in perfect competition decides how many workers to hire in each field and how he maximizes his profit. Let's recall, in perfect competition, the wage rate and the product price are given to the producer, and he cannot influence them. He must adapt to these given conditions and decide how many workers to hire in order to maximize profit. We'll see this through a detailed example, and then we'll learn two important principles: uniform wages for all workers, and the last worker hired determines the wage level. Example presentation: 2 weak fields. Suppose a producer has 2 weak fields, Field A and Field B. Each field has a production function that describes how much each worker produces. The production function tells us, if the producer hires 1 worker, how much is produced, if he hires 2 workers, how much they produce together, and so on. In Field A, Worker 1, total output 500 kilograms. Worker 2, total output 800. Worker 3, total output 1000. Worker 4, total output 1020. Worker 5, total output 1025. In Field B, Worker 1, total output 100. Worker 2, total output 150. Worker 3, total output 180. Worker 4, total output 200. Worker 5, total output 205. Additional data: the price per kilogram of wheat is 10 shekels, and the wage is 300 shekels per worker. These are market data that the producer accepts and cannot change. Calculating marginal product. Step 1, we calculate the marginal product of each worker in each field. Marginal product measures how much additional output each additional worker adds. Field A. Worker 1, marginal product 500. Worker 2, marginal product 300, 800 minus 500. Worker 3, marginal product 200. Worker 4, marginal product 20. Worker 5, marginal product 5. Field B. Worker 1, marginal product 100. Worker 2, marginal product 50. Worker 3, marginal product 30. Worker 4, marginal product 20. Worker 5, marginal product 5. Note, marginal product decreases in both fields. This is the law of diminishing marginal returns. Each additional worker adds less than the previous one. Calculating the value of marginal product. Now, since we know how much each worker produces, we can calculate the value of the marginal product. Not only output matters to us, but its monetary value. The value of marginal product, also called VMPL, equals marginal product times the product price. Value of marginal product in Field A. Worker 1, 500 times 10 equals 5,000 shekels. Worker 2, 300 times 10 equals 3,000 shekels. Worker 3, 200 times 10 equals 2,000 shekels. Worker 4, 20 times 10 equals 200 shekels. Worker 5, 5 times 10 equals 50 shekels. Value of marginal product in Field B. Worker 1, 100 times 10 equals 1,000 shekels. Worker 2, 50 times 10 equals 500 shekels. Worker 3, 30 times 10 equals 300 shekels. Worker 4, 20 times 10 equals 200 shekels. Worker 5, 5 times 10 equals 50 shekels. Worker allocation: who works where? Now we come to the central question: how does the producer allocate workers between the fields? The condition for profit maximization is that the value of the marginal product is greater than or equal to the wage. That is, VMPL greater than or equal to W. The wage is 300 shekels. So every worker whose VMPL is at least 300 shekels is worth hiring. Let's check Field A. Worker 1, VMPL 5000. Greater than 300. Higher. Yes. Worker 2, VMPL 3000. Greater than 300. Yes. Worker 3, VMPL 2000. Greater than 300. Yes. Worker 4, VMPL 200. Less than 300. No. Worker 5, VMPL 50. Less than 300. No. In Field A, we hire 3 workers. Let's check Field B. Worker 1, VMPL 1000. Greater than 300. Yes. Worker 2, VMPL 500. Greater than 300. Yes. Worker 3, VMPL 300. Exactly equal to 300. Yes, we also hire him because the condition is greater than or equal. Worker 4, VMPL 200. Less than 300. No. Worker 5, VMPL 50. No. In Field B, we also hire 3 workers. Calculating profit. Now we calculate profit from each field. Profit in Field A, 3 workers produce total output of 1000 kilograms. Revenue, 1000 times 10 equals 10,000 shekels. Wage expenses, 3 times 300 equals 900 shekels. Profit, 10,000 minus 900 equals 9,100 shekels. Profit in Field B, 3 workers produce total output of 180 kilograms. Revenue, 180 times 10 equals 1,800 shekels. Wage expenses, 3 times 300 equals 900 shekels. Profit, 1,800 minus 900 equals 900 shekels. The producer's total profit, 9,100 plus 900 equals 10,000 shekels. Changing the data, price 20 shekels and wage 5,000. Now let's see what happens when the data change. Suppose the price per kilogram of wheat rises to 20 shekels, and the wage rises to 5,000 shekels. The production functions remain the same as before, but now we need to recalculate the value of marginal product. New value of marginal product in Field A. Worker 1, 500 times 20 equals 10,000 shekels. Worker 2, 300 times 20 equals 6,000 shekels. Worker 3, 200 times 20 equals 4,000 shekels. Worker 4, 20 times 20 equals 400 shekels. Worker 5, 5 times 20 equals 100 shekels. New value of marginal product in Field B. Worker 1, 100 times 20 equals 2,000 shekels. Worker 2, 50 times 20 equals 1,000 shekels. Worker 3, 30 times 20 equals 600 shekels. Worker 4, 20 times 20 equals 400 shekels. Worker 5, 5 times 20 equals 100 shekels. Now let's check. The wage is 5,000. Who is worth hiring? In Field A. Worker 1, VMPL 10,000. Greater than 5,000. Yes. Worker 2, VMPL 6,000. Greater than 5,000. Yes. Worker 3, VMPL 4,000. Less than 5,000. No. In Field A, we hire only 2 workers. In Field B. Worker 1, VMPL 2,000. Less than 5,000. No. In Field B, we do not hire any workers. No worker is worth the wage. Calculating profit in the new situation, 2 workers in Field A produce total output of 800 kilograms. Revenue, 800 times 20 equals 16,000 shekels. Wage expenses, 2 times 5,000 equals 10,000 shekels. Profit, 16,000 minus 10,000 equals 6,000 shekels. Notice what happened. When the wage rose from 300 to 5,000, the producer hires far fewer workers. Although the price rose to 20, the high wage means only 2 workers in Field A are worth hiring. Field B is completely inactive in this situation. Principle number 1, uniform wage for all workers. In perfect competition, there is one wage for all workers in the economy. There cannot be different wages among workers. Why? Because all workers are identical, the market is competitive, and therefore everyone receives the same wage. If one employer tries to pay less, workers will move to another employer who pays the market wage. This is a basic principle that is important to remember. Principle number 2, the last worker hired determines the wage. This is a key principle. Why? Because as long as I hire a worker, he must provide me with profit. If he provides profit, it means his value of marginal product is higher than the wage. So the wage cannot be higher than the value of marginal product of the last worker hired. In the first example, when the wage was 300 shekels, the last worker in Field B was the third worker with a VMPL of 300. This exactly sets the wage limit, no more than 300 shekels, because if the wage were higher, it would not be profitable to hire the last worker. It is important to understand, VMPL is not fixed. The wage is fixed, the same amount for every worker, but VMPL has a different value for each worker. Why? Because each worker has a different marginal product. The first worker produces the most, the second less, and so on. Therefore, VMPL varies by worker, while the wage is constant for all. The condition for profit maximization, always the same principle. Whether there is one field or two, whether the price is high or low, the condition for profit maximization in perfect competition is always the same, VMPL greater than or equal to W. The value of marginal product is greater than or equal to the wage. As long as the value the worker produces is greater than his wage, we hire him. Once this is no longer true, we stop. What did we see overall? We saw that when the price rises, VMPL rises and more workers are worth hiring. When the wage rises, fewer workers are worth hiring. The producer always needs to examine the gap between the value of marginal product and the wage, and this guides his decision. In the next part, we will do a comprehensive exercise on allocating workers between banana and pear orchards, and practice all the principles we learned. To examine the gap between the value of marginal product and the wage, and this guides his decision. In the next part, we will do a comprehensive exercise on allocating workers between banana and pear orchards, and practice all the principles we have learned.